President Biden happy with where inflation is right now?
Well, look, we know that Americans are experiencing discomfort because some important prices are higher than they were pre-pandemic. But what I think is really important is that wages have gone up along with prices, so people are better off than they were pre-pandemic.
Not the urgency that some might have suggested on us moving to cut rates.
What are you thinking about in terms of when to start tapering the balance sheet reduction? Because now that's a conversation, right, at the Fed?
It's definitely a conversation, and you know, I don't want to get too technical, but there are some measures like in our overnight reverse repo markets that we're trading that we're getting 2.2 trillion nightly. Now it's about 500 million or 500, yes. And so those are the sorts of things that tell me that there's still a lot of liquidity in the marketplace, not as much as before, and so we can continue. But as that gets further and further down, you're going to have to ask a more sophisticated set of questions to really understand how much liquidity there is in the marketplace. Because ultimately, all of this was done to make sure that markets could function. Markets are still functioning, both in terms of the money market side and in mortgages. That's a good thing. We just want to make sure that our actions don't trigger dysfunction.
So is that a summertime story too?
It could be. I'll tell you, as the overnight repo markets have moved, I have increasingly talked to my folks in the building saying, we need answers for this. We need to start to have an idea about what kind of playbook we would have in thinking about what's happening and what our policy change should be. That is in process now. I'm hopeful we'll get answers and we'll have a view on this in the next month or so.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So like I told you, I definitely see a big pullback in the first quarter. Then the master magician set up a distraction so the Fed can cut rates, and then we move up. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back slightly. Don't forget we have options today. And we have the stock market pulling back as we can look at the actual indicators. Now, guys, we have big banks are nudging the SEC for a slice of the Bitcoin ETF action. But we know, just like Gary Gensler stated, these are ETPs, not ETFs. Then it wouldn't be an issue. Now, we have gold ETFs see an outflow since the Bitcoin ETF. And remember, guys, the central banks are buying physical gold. They're not buying Bitcoin because they're getting Bitcoin free of charge. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now we have Hong Kong crypto futures ETFs experience peak performance amid Bitcoin rally. And then on top of it, guys, we have CBOE in the game also. So don't forget, guys, we have 2 extra players on top of the spot Bitcoin ETFs this year. So that is bringing in a whole lot more liquidity, guys. Don't forget that. And then also we have Ethereum perpetual futures open interest surges and hits all-time highs on Deribit. So guys, we're seeing Ethereum's open interest hit all-time highs. Bitcoin interest hit all-time highs this month. But guys, we know when open interest is high, we know when these futures contracts end, they can cash out. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, of course, which are climbing up which they never should have went back in the first place, guys, but we're definitely seeing manipulation. But like I told you, that 10-year is definitely going back over 5 and may go further than that. And then we have the dollar up. And as we see, the dollar has definitely been climbing. And then we have volume and crypto slightly up. We have Tether and USDC. And we have JP Morgan says U.S. regulators can exert some control over Tether via OFAC. And that's the Foreign Affairs of Assets Control. And you can't make this stuff up. JP Morgan has the nerve to really say regulators can control Tether. Guys, we know for a fact they can send in the alphabet boys and control anything. This is unbelievable. But we know why they're making this statement. What is Tether doing? Buying up U.S. treasuries. They're helping the United States government, guys. And we know this is part of a plan. Remember, it moves in phases. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then we have the Fed. Repo at $493 billion. Yes, you heard that correct. And guys, you know I talk about it. They write about it. And then they put it on TV. We finally get the Fed talking about the repo today. But we have U.S. Federal Reserve Governor Waller says DeFi could boost dollar global strength. And today we've seen the truth come out of the Fed. We know DeFi is definitely the new banking. And the only way the dollar can survive is by turning it digital. Because we know all these countries are turning away from the dollar. Remember, guys, we're going to a level playing field. The United States world reserve currency died already. But we had the Fed speak about the repo. Talked about it being over $2.2 trillion. But, guys, we know it went all the way up to $2.6 trillion. And now has dropped down to about $500 billion. He said million. He meant billion. And now we finally dropped below 500. And what did he say? Once this thing goes to zero, liquidity is gone. And we know they're using this liquidity to manipulate yield. So we know the Royal Rumble is coming, guys. But like he stated, they're going to have a plan. They're going to have a safety net for them, but not for us. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Remember, guys, we're in a fragmented world. They have to break up this whole legacy market in order for the fourth industrial revolution to rise. Whether robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And you know I bring it to you out of the horse's mouth. It's not me telling you this. The horse is telling you. I just narrate around it. Guys, you know I give you the truth, nothing but the truth. Yes, the truth hurts, but it sets you free. But when I give you the truth, you hate me. But that's okay, guys, because I'm just a watchman on the wall. Because remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge, not because it's not there, because you reject it. And we know the Most High is rejecting the children right now, because the elders refuse to teach. And that's the reason why they're going to fall for the devil's tricks and stay distracted on things that don't matter. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about the actual Bitcoin ETFs. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale all slightly up. Now, getting over into a little crypto news. Guys, we had Vechain pump over the last 7 days, 65%. And we know Vechain is all about the supply chain. Those who've been with me from the beginning should be making plenty of money, should have a stash on the side. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, we have Moonbeam partners with Animo with Go to launch crypto game for PlayStation. And eventually the consoles will be a thing of the past, and it's going to be all an interface on places like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and that's when we'll know the metaverse is going to be officially here. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Aptos and Jambo partner to empower emerging markets via Web3 phone. And again, guys, where is the fourth industrial revolution going to rise? In the emerging markets. Now, we have Coinbase turns profitable for the first time in 2 years. And guys, when you go back to Amazon, it went a whole 10 years without profits. But we had 0% interest rates. But that's how you know the government was behind these companies all along. If you have my NWO book, you understand. Now we have Coinbase partners with myetherwallet for staking any amount of ETH. And whoever makes it seamless is the winner. Before they bring it to the masses, all they're going to have to do is push one button and it's done. And staking is going to be your new interest, your new dividends. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And then lastly, guys, we have Jupiter cancels Ripple's XRP ETP investment after self-compliance inspection. And it was due to regulation in Ireland. And this was Jupiter's gold and silver fund, but Ireland does not allow crypto exposure in the funds. But eventually, guys, that's definitely going to change. Like Larry Fink stated, ETFs will change the whole way we invest because everything's going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.